Welcome fellows to Quiz Kids today. Before starting, please subscribe to our channel for more exciting quizzes. Let's see how much do you know about the United States history. Who was the first president of the United States? George Washington. What year did the United States declare its independence? 1776. Who wrote the Declaration of Independence? Thomas Jefferson. Which document announced the American colonies' independence from Britain? Declaration of Independence. Which event marked the start of the American Revolution? Battle of Lexington and Concord. Who was the primary author of the U.S. Constitution? James Madison. Which war was fought between the North and South regions of the United States? American Civil War. Who was the president during the American Civil War? Abraham Lincoln. What year did women in the U.S. gain the right to vote? 1920. Which president is known for the New Deal? Franklin D. Roosevelt. Which amendment abolished slavery in the United States? 13th Amendment. Who was the first Secretary of the Treasury? Alexander Hamilton. What year did the United States land the first man on the moon? 1969. Which president served the shortest term? William Henry Harrison. What was the name of the ship that brought the Pilgrims to America in 1620? Mayflower. Who was the first African-American Supreme Court Justice? Thurgood Marshall. Which U.S. state was the last to join the Union? Hawaii. What was the main cause of the War of 1812? British impressment of American sailors. Which U.S. president authorized the Louisiana Purchase? Thomas Jefferson. Which battle was the turning point of the American Civil War? Battle of Gettysburg. What was the first capital of the United States? New York. Who was the only U.S. president to serve more than 2 terms? Franklin D. Roosevelt. What was the primary cause of the Great Depression? Stock market crash of 1929. Which president gave the Gettysburg Address? Abraham Lincoln. Which event brought the United States into World War II? Pearl Harbor. What was the original purpose of the Constitutional Convention in 1787? To write a new constitution. Who was the first U.S. president to resign from office? Richard Nixon. Which U.S. state was an independent republic before joining the Union? Texas. Who was the commanding general of the Continental Army during the American Revolution? George Washington. Which amendment gave African American men the right to vote? 15th Amendment. What was the main issue in the Dred Scott case? Slavery in the territories. Who was president during the Cuban Missile Crisis? John F. Kennedy. Which U.S. state was the first to ratify the Constitution? Delaware. Who was the leading abolitionist who published The Liberator? William Lloyd Garrison. What was the result of the Boston Tea Party? Boston Tea Party. Which treaty ended the American Revolutionary War? Treaty of Paris. Which movement sought to end racial segregation and discrimination? Civil Rights Movement. Who was the first woman appointed to the U.S. Supreme Court? Sandra Day O'Connor. Which U.S. state was purchased from Russia in 1867? Alaska. What was the Manhattan Project? Development of nuclear weapons. Which president is on the $20 bill? Andrew Jackson. Which U.S. state was the first to grant women the right to vote? Wyoming. Who was the leader of the Federalist Party? Alexander Hamilton. Which battle marked the end of the American Revolution? Battle of Yorktown. What was the name of the first permanent English settlement in America? Jamestown. Which U.S. president purchased Alaska from Russia? William McKinley. Who was the first Vice President of the United States? John Adams. Which amendment established the federal income tax? 16th Amendment. Who was the president during the Louisiana Purchase? Thomas Jefferson. Which U.S. president signed the Civil Rights Act of 1964? Lyndon B. Johnson. Which treaty ended the American Revolutionary War? Treaty of Paris. Which war was fought between the North and South regions of the United States? American Civil War.